Hi, it's been a while, and I have no idea what I'm going to say today, even though I've been thinking about this subject a lot lately. I believe I titled my last walk and talk video, Parenting as an Activist. And I've really been reflecting on how being an activist just isn't enough right now. I'm personally examining the constructs of discrimination and oppression in our society, in our communities, and in my personal life. And I want to start by saying I stand 200% with Black Lives Matter, and my activism has been activated. This video, however, I'm going to really talk about other layers of oppression and discrimination that are contributing to this culture. And that is the oppression of children. When I was in high school and first thinking about, what I would want to do with my life and what I wanted to study in college, I was actually doing some shopping when I found an antique store that had a sign on the door that said, "No children allowed." Children were not allowed in that store. Now, I understand that when you have a store filled with delicate things, it's easy to feel like children could come in there and just wreak havoc like a bull in a china shop. And yet, in that moment for me, it was really apparent that we are still openly and accepting of oppressing children, of discriminating against children, of actually putting limits on someone because of their age and their size. And that really inspired me to go into early education as a form of working towards world peace and making the world a better place. I knew that I wanted to be part of creating a new system of interacting with children and families, but I didn't know how. And it's 25 years later, and I've discovered a lot of different things, and I'm going to include a quote from Dr. Maria Montessori, which was probably written 100 years ago, and yet here we are still in the same situation where we openly practice tyranny of our youngest citizens. So what do I mean by the tyranny? The tyranny. As adults, we feel compelled to inflict our will on the children around us. And this is easy to slip into. Even as I've worked to bring awareness. Currently I'm working full-time. My kids are home full-time. My husband's working from home full-time. We do not have a large house. And I found that I'm neglecting my kids. I'm spending all day just hammering out work, sitting in one spot, staring at a computer. And then when it comes time to shut down at the end of the workday, I am tired and grumpy. And when my kids have an impulse to finally go on an adventure or, just have fun with me, I am sometimes just not willing to do it. And those are the moments where it's easy to feel like the whole family should be doing what I want them to do. The whole family should be quiet. The whole family should be meeting my needs. And I found that when I get into this mode, it's like my children's reflexes are to flinch when they see me coming, because my energy is so like abrasive. It's like my energy field, my aura has spikes on it just everywhere I walk. It's like they want to step back. They're walking on eggshells, trying not to, set me off. And I recognize that this reaction comes from, years of being worried about what I might do or how I may use my strength and the fact that I'm bigger than them, to dominate them and to make them succumb to my will. As adults, it's easy to get into a place where we have to be serious, we have to be in charge, we're taking care of everyone's needs, we're keeping people safe. I mean, there is an important factor. We are bigger and stronger for a reason. And that can often get us even feeling physically stiff, and it limits our ability to be flexible and creative and bring in our creativity. When my kids were little, it was easier to remind myself to loosen up, to get funky, free and flow, and get down on the floor and play. As they've gotten older, I found myself getting more stiff and more serious with time. And so it's things like this, getting out in nature and walking, that reminds me to open up and move my body and allow myself the opportunity for flow. And I can think back to my own childhood, and I recognize that the oppression in my home caused me to limit my own movement, to be careful where I walked, be careful what I said, constantly filtering and adjusting myself in hopes of being able to predict the adult's need, in order to predict what the adult would want me to do or how they would want me to behave, which has created a defense in my system, in my body, that is geared towards, trying to please or, say the right thing, do the right thing. And unfortunately, this has limited my ability to find my truth and to act in an authentic way. And as I search for my own authenticity, I recognize that unraveling and dismantling the oppression of my own children is the medicine. It is the healing. And this requires a lot of letting go of control, stepping into the unknown, which is scary and brings up a lot of fear that's quite subconscious. It's like in the cells. It's like every cell in my body says, don't go there, don't go into the unknown, don't do something you don't know, because what you do know is keeping you safe. And what you do know is limit your movement, limit your words, stay small, stay safe. And that is not what I want to teach my kids. So the more that I am courageous and I let go of those moments of control, sometimes it requires me to bite my tongue, which is an awful expression, but it's this place of I'm still holding myself back a little bit, because my initial thoughts or feelings or the things I would consider saying, I'm not actually considering them at all. They're automatic, and they're automatically trained or programmed with this energy of oppression and discrimination. And I recognize that when my kids come to me with a really creative idea and it's going to be messy or it's not part of my plan today, those are the moments where I have to pause and not say the first thing, which is probably no. Not say that, but just wait. I'm waiting for that authentic invitation to play, that authentic invitation to move, that authentic invitation to be creative. Surrendering to my children's will, to their ideas, letting them lead the way. This is how I'm working to dismantle oppression and discrimination. Inviting children to be part of the process. Freedom of movement, freedom of speech, freedom to be noisy and messy, and then giving them the tools to be successful in this adult-driven world. So, which includes, the tools to clean up the mess on your own in a fun way, the tools to put on music that you like, the tools to speak to adults in the way that adults can hear them. And that all comes from really respecting them as intelligent and creative, and part of the whole, respecting their ability to contribute in a meaningful way. And as I do this more, and even in conversations about racism, about oppression across the world, and oppression in our communities, in our country, my children offer really valuable insights and creative ideas for solutions, and a new way for connection. So I think I have a lot more to say on this, and I recognize even in doing this and putting myself out there over video, I can feel myself filtering, saying, pausing a lot, because this is the place where I'm working to unravel the oppression of my authentic impulse, which is to be a change maker, to bring peace, connection, and equality, equity, justice to everything we do, to our society, to our children, and to our Black communities, our Indigenous communities, and to also, recognize ableism and all the ways in which we may discount someone because they don't fit into the narrow box that we have created as okay, as acceptable. And it starts by just letting loose and getting weird with your kids, because they have the craziest ideas and it can be so fun. So today I commit to getting out there and trying something new. And I hope this video inspires you to do the same. I will see you again soon and continue to talk about and explore this subject. Blessings and love and peace.